Imagine you are standing in a vast, dry desert, and you are carrying a single glass of water. This water is your life force. It is your time, your energy, and your focus. Suddenly, a crowd of people surrounds you. One person wants a sip to wash their hands. Another wants a drop to water a dying flower. Another simply wants to see what it tastes like. Because you are kind, you say yes to everyone. But as the last drop leaves your glass, you realize that you are now the one dying of thirst. You have been generous to the world, but you have been a tyrant to yourself. Most of us live our lives as people pleasers. We believe that saying no is a sign of coldness or selfishness. We carry an invisible weight of guilt every time we think about setting a boundary. We have forgotten that our time is the only thing we truly own, and once it is gone, no amount of gold can buy it back. We have lost our sovereignty to the expectations of others. In a town called Obliga, the citizens had a strange physical condition. Every time they said yes to something they didn't want to do, a small, heavy lead weight would appear in their pockets. Silas was the most helpful man in Obliga. He was the man of 1,000 yeses. He helped his neighbor move furniture he didn't have time for. He took on extra projects at work that weren't his responsibility. He went to parties where he felt lonely and out of place. By the time Silas reached middle age, his pockets were so heavy with lead that he could barely walk. He was perpetually exhausted, resentful, and his own garden was overgrown with weeds. He was a master of everyone else's life, but a stranger to his own. He felt a deep, constant anxiety because he was living a lie. One day, Silas climbed to the peak of truth to meet an old hermit named Marcus. Marcus was known for being the most peaceful man in the world. Yet he was also known for saying no more than anyone else. Master Silas gasped, struggling under the weight of his lead-filled pockets. I am drowning in obligations. I feel guilty whenever I try to say no. I feel like I am failing everyone. How do you live so freely? Don't you care about being liked? Marcus looked at Silas's sagging pockets and smiled. Silas, you are confused about what it means to be good. You think that being a yes man is a sign of virtue, but Stoicism teaches us that virtue is based on integrity and reason. Every time you say yes with your lips while your heart says no, you are committing a small act of self-betrayal. You are being dishonest. Silas was shocked. Dishonest. But I'm just trying to be kind. Kindness without discernment is just a form of fear, Marcus replied. You aren't saying yes because you love them. You are saying yes because you are afraid of their judgment. You are giving away your life to buy a temporary moment of approval. But approval is an external. It is in the great wild outside your circle of control. It can be taken away in a second. Marcus handed Silas a small wooden shield. On it was carved a single word axiom. A Stoic understands that his first duty is to his own character. If an invitation or a request pulls you away from your purpose, or forces you to neglect your own health and soul, then saying no is not an act of selfishness. It is an act of justice. You are protecting the sanctuary of your mind. Marcus told him a story of a great king who was asked to attend 100 banquets. The king refused them all when asked why. He said, If I spend my nights at banquets, I cannot spend my days serving my people. My no to the few is my yes to the many. My no to the trivial is my yes to the sacred. To say no without guilt, Marcus whispered. You must realize that you are not responsible for other people's disappointment. Their reaction is their perception, and that belongs to them. Your only responsibility is to your own reason. If your no is honest, it is a gift of truth. If your yes is a lie, it is a poison. Silas returned to Obliga. That evening, a neighbor asked him to spend his weekend repairing a fence. Usually Silas would have said yes, and felt miserable, but this time, he looked at his own overgrown garden, and then he looked at his neighbor. I cannot do that, Silas said firmly but kindly. I have work to do in my own life that I have neglected for too long. He expected a storm of guilt to hit him. He expected the neighbor to be furious, but the neighbor simply nodded and went to find someone else. Silas felt a lead weight suddenly vanish from his pocket. He felt lighter. He felt a surge of control. Over the next month, Silas practiced the art of the honest number. He realized that most of the guilt he feared was a ghost he had created in his own mind. He found that people actually respected him more because they knew that when he finally did say yes, he truly meant it. He had moved from reactive panic to principled living. This is the lesson for us in our world of constant requests and digital demands. We are being pulled in 1,000 directions. We feel like we owe the world our time. Stoicism invites you to reclaim your internal fortress. Stop being a slave to the expectations of others. Realize that your time is your most precious asset, and you are the only one authorized to spend it. Tonight, look at your calendar and your to-do list. How many of those yeses are actually lies? Where are you betraying yourself to please someone who doesn't even know your soul? Practice the honest number. Start small. Protect your silence. Guard your energy. When you stop trying to be everything to everyone, you finally have the power to be someone to yourself. Your no is the wall that protects your yes. Build that wall, find your peace, and live your truth.